Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Anyone new to this channel, my name is Dai, and today I'm going to show you how to make this delicious pork belly chashu. Meltingly soft, sweet and savoury pork belly, perfect on ramen or eaten by itself. Stick around, you don't want to miss this recipe. Now let's crack on. For this recipe, you will need some twine for tying up the pork belly. These are readily available to buy online. So today, I'm using this skinless pork belly around 1 to 1.3 kilos in weight. Click on the corner icon to find my tutorial on how to remove the skin from the pork belly. Place the pork belly with the short ends pointing towards you. Then applying some pressure, wrap the pork belly away from you. Next, take the end of the twine and feed it underneath the pork belly. Come over the top, and now that you've got two pieces, take the end with your left hand and the other with your right hand. Now with the two ends in between your finger and your thumb on your left hand, loop the end over your thumb to make a hole, and then feed the end through the hole you've just made. Then finally, pull the ends to make a tight tie. You should make it quite tight so that the pork roll doesn't lose its shape during cooking. I'll show you this technique a few more times. Feel free to forward this part if you've got this down. Again, left hand holding both ends of the twine. Flip the end over the thumb to make a loop. Then feed the end through that loop. Then simply pull the ends tightly to complete the tie. It's really up to you how many times you tie around the pork belly. It really depends on the size of the pork. In this video, I've made 6 ties in total. I think it's easier if you start at the middle and then work each sides in symmetry. Once you're familiar with the technique, it's really easy. If done properly, the twine will definitely not come undone during cooking. Next, place a pan on a high heat, then pour a decent glug of cooking oil into the pan. Once the pan is extremely hot, place into it your pork belly. Sear the entire exterior of the joint until it's browned all over. Whilst browning the joint, into a large pot with cold water, add a cup of uncooked rice, and then turn on the heat to high. Once browned, add the pork belly to the pot. Ensure that there's enough water to fully submerge the joint. Cut off the ends from one brown onion and then remove the outer skin. Next, take around a 3-inch piece of ginger and cut into small pieces. Once the water in the pot comes to a boil, remove the pork and rinse under a running cold tap, removing any scum from the joint with your hands. Once you've washed the pot used previously, add 500 milliliters of dark soy sauce. Then add 500 milliliters of Japanese sake. Add 1 liter of cold water. Place your onion and ginger into the pot. Next, add 2 teaspoons of instant bonito fish powder into the pot. Then finally add 300 grams of granulated sugar or brown sugar to the pot. Place that pot onto a high heat and stir until the sugar has melted. Once the sugar has melted, add your pork belly and then cover with some cooking paper towel. This step is to ensure that the pork takes on all of the sauce evenly. Cook for 2 hours, turning the pork over every 30 minutes. After 2 hours, the pork will have darkened in colour and the sauce reduced. Allow the pork and sauce to cool down to room temperature. Once cooled down, place the pork belly into a freezer bag. Pour in a few ladles of the sauce, enough to allow the pork to become covered. Then store in the fridge for at least 24 hours, enough for the pork belly to take on all of those flavours. Next, strain the sauce through a sieve into a bowl. This sauce is liquid gold. You can use it to marinate ramen eggs, to stir fry meats, to pour onto rice, and so much more. Wrap and place into your fridge. This sauce and pork chashu will keep in the fridge for at least a week. You can also freeze them both and then take them out to eat at a later date. 24 hours later, you can see that the fat has solidified on the surface of the sauce. You can remove this with a spoon. Next, take out your freezer bag with the pork belly from the fridge. Take out the pork from the bag and place onto a chopping board. Remove the twine from the pork belly with some scissors or a knife. Slice the pork belly with a sharp knife. You can choose the thickness of the cuts to your preferred taste. I prefer a decent thickness and cut them to around 6 to 8 millimeters. You can see here how the pork belly has kept its shape perfectly throughout the whole cooking process. Next, into a pan on a high heat, add a small glug of cooking oil. Once hot, place your slices of char siu into the pan. Here you're not cooking the pork, but simply searing them and then bringing them up to temperature. This char siu can be enjoyed by itself, with some ramen, or as I'm doing today, on a bowl of hot steamed rice. You can also pour some of the sauce over the char siu. I like to add some toasted sesame seeds and a handful of spring onions and a dollop of English mustard. So I hope you enjoyed watching that recipe. Come in for a closer look. This is the finished article here. I think it's come out rather well. I'm really pleased with this. Nice swirls of glistening pork belly. So today I've served it on a bed of rice with some English mustard and some spring onions. But this will work perfectly on a bowl of hot ramen noodles. So let's dig in, take one of these. Oh, it's so soft. I can feel it breaking up under the pressure of my chopsticks. Itadakimasu. Oh wow, so soft. Wow. Let's chase that with some rice. That's unbelievably good. The sauce is perfectly sweet. The savouriness from that soy sauce. The ginger is coming through very subtly. There's no overpowering kind of porky smell, which that ginger helps to counteract. Let's try one more bite. English mustard. Let's put some mustard on this one, some more spring onions. Lovely crunch from the spring onions. And this mustard just cuts through that sweetness perfectly. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to press the like button and to leave a comment. Until next time, bye bye.